Hello Sagittarians, we are doing your abundance January reading. Sorry it's a little bit late, but better late than never. We're looking at the energies from January 5th-ish to February 5th-ish. So let's get started. I'm going to move these kind of to the side for a moment as we look at the tarot. Move all my little doodads and whatnot. Okay, so first up, in abundance for Sagittarians for January, what will Sagittarians be facing, or what's happening, or what's in the forecast in January? What's coming up here? Okay, we've got 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords. Interesting. All right. Alright, Spirit, can you give us some more guidance pertaining to the 8 and 9 of Swords for January for Sagittarians in the area of their abundance and career? Okay, do the work. Unlimited ideas. Okay, and then finally, please give us additional guidance on what to do next. Okay. Next up, what tools will Sagittarians be utilizing? Okay. Focus on your priorities. For the tarot, what tools in January in the abundance and career? Okay. I wasn't counting on the fact that I was going to have a bigger spread. I'm going to have to tell my son up there to be lower his voice. And that's a lot of concentration. Okay. Alright. What's the outcome? What's in the outcome position here? What's happening in abundance for my Sagittarian friends? Sun, Moon, or Rising. King of Cups. Any other messages from the tarot concerning January's abundance and career energies? Oh. Definitely need to tell him to be quiet. Alright. Alrighty, so additional outcome cards to ponder for January for Sagittarians. Successful funding and block out distractions. Okay. Interesting reading. Oh, and I forgot something here. For the tools, can you give us additional guidance on the tools that Sagittarians will be utilizing in January pertaining to their career or abundance and prosperity? What tools? All right. And then finally, any additional insights about what's happening, what's the conclusion in January for abundance for Sagittarians? And we have simplicity. Okay, we have quite a reading here. Make sure we got all the cards in the frame. Okay, and I'm going to scoot this down so you can see. Sorry guys. Okay, so in January we have the 8 of Swords and then the 9 of Swords. It's like anxiety on top of anxiety, worries, fears about your future, worries, fears about a project that's delayed, you feeling like you are at the mercy of other people and you're trying to get so much done, but you feel like you're spinning your wheels. You feel out of balance, and you're called to bring about more balance into your world in January going into February. And how you do that is by getting out into the earth, grounding. As I was saying, a lot of times grounding work is not so much you're sitting with some crystals, although that's my quick and easy way of getting to a grounding moment, you know, going grounding back to earth. Sometimes it's cooking, sometimes it's doing laundry, sometimes it's taking a bath, sometimes it's dancing. It could be just sitting on a porch, rocking in a rocking chair, listening to your wind chimes. Grounding into the earthly experience. That helps you it helps bring balance to your life when you're feeling anxiety. Sometimes you're just not going to be able to help it. There's anxiety at work. There's things that need to be accomplished that are calling to you. There's your projects that you've been working on. So you have been doing the work, but you have to understand that once you ground, you will tap into endless and unlimited ideas that will help you navigate this month. It will help you attract and have abundance in your life. So let's take a quick look at these cards here. It says, it's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. I'm sitting out. There's a storm coming, and I have the window partially open, so I hope the wind in the trees doesn't bother us too much. Unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is to take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. Unlimited ideas. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. So just know that a lot of the times this is something that's stirring from inside of us. Fears of success, fears of failure. But you just have to surrender and ground and do the work. And then the unlimited ideas will flow in. And by the end of the month, things are going to work out beautifully. You're going to still have some challenges, but you'll be all right. The tools that you have at your disposal, you have Knight of Cups and 6 of Wands. So movement and, you know, going towards doing more things that are emotionally fulfilling for you. Really exploring your hobbies this month. And some of you have already transformed hobbies into small businesses or startups. Some of you are just simply moving forward in your interests, and then it puts you in a much more receptive place, a happier place in your work life. You are able to have much more success and feel much more fulfilled in the work that you're doing. Even if it's not the desired career that you want to do, you still, it's still interesting because you are doing what you love to do while you are still maybe working your 9 to 5. So it tells me that you are focusing on your priorities, and you're invited to continue to focus on your priorities. The 6 of Wands is about, you know, accepting the adoration and admiration that's going to be coming to you this month. People are going to be responding to the hard work that you've been putting in. They're going to recognize it, and they're going to applaud you for it. But nevertheless, you still have plenty of work to do. Don't rest on your laurels now and close your eyes to what is going on around you. There's things that need your attention. There's, you know, attention to your priorities that needs to be handled. What are your priorities? You know, your home matters, making sure your bills are paid, making sure that you're got money going into savings. Also making sure you're doing things towards your goals, towards your financial goals, towards your career goals or your business goals. You have to check in with that. And this month is a very good time to check in with your priorities and what matters most to you. And don't close your eyes to it, because if you do, you run the risk of missing out and missing out on opportunities towards your priorities, and also making some mistakes like missed bills that needed to be paid, which could cause you, some frustrations down the line. So it says focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. So again, the reason why there's so much anxiety for you this month is because you feel like lack of control, like you haven't really been able to devote a lot of energy and time to your goals and objectives, and now it's just time to sit down, write out your priorities, your goals, what you need to get done, and start to attack it like a list, and you will then start to feel a lot more accomplished as you move forward throughout January. The outcome cards, we have King of Cups and Three of Swords. So here we have, and it's interesting, it's sitting here in successful funding, and then the Three of Swords blocking out distractions. What's going to happen is you're not going to be able to successfully block out distractions in the beginning and middle part of the month, and it's going to cause you to feel angst, upsetness, disappointment, almost to the point of betrayal by your loved ones, when you're like, instead of like looking within and saying, how could I have blocked out these distractions? How could I have done more on my part? You're doing the blame game with the Three of Swords. And it's like, that's not really going to help here. You need to get back to the basics. You need to focus on your priorities. You need to block out distractions on getting your stuff done. Why? Because you're having also, meanwhile, while you're having all this influx of issues going on, you're having success happen. The King of Cups is a success story here. This is someone who achieves what he sets out to do. He sets out to have high emotional fulfillment in the work that he does, and he gets it. He executes a plan, or he sets out a plan and it's executed. It's done. This is you. So successful funding of your business. Perhaps you finally get to make some more moves with your business, and it's like people wanting to give you money, loan you money, gift you money towards a business opportunity, or perhaps you're getting, like for a project of work, you're getting funding and support for it. So that's exciting. So you have things that you need to be focused on, projects that need your attention. You need to successfully block out distraction and get back to a simplistic way of being and living. So let's take a look here. It says, your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. So for some of you who have projects that maybe could benefit from crowdfunding, you actually reach your goal. For example, successful funding happens with the King of Cups and successful funding. So you really need to, if you want to prevent further Three of Swords moments from spilling into February, you need to block out the distractions. And how you do that, it says, your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. And you can successfully block them out, and you should, because you don't need any more distractions for the month to distract you and knock you off your priorities. Get focused, and you will find that February will be a much more powerful month. And don't worry, I'm going to try to do February's readings early so you get early access to those. All right, my dears, thank you so much for watching. I wish you a very abundant and happy January and start to your new year. See you all in the next video.